claimed like a protected area. That was my bird. Like and subscribe. I will definitely be putting out more content. What's going on YouTube? My name is Anna and today I'm going to be telling you guys about the legend that is the Dead Children's Playground. Now, scary name, pretty scary story. Let's get into it. So this playground is located inside of a cemetery. The cemetery is called Maple Hill Cemetery and it's located in Huntsville, Alabama. The cemetery itself is huge. It's like 100 acres and it's the biggest one in the city, and apparently there are about 80,000 to 100,000 people that have been buried there. And somewhere within this 100 acres is this tiny little park. The official name of the park is Drost Park, but nobody really calls it Drost Park. Not even the locals apparently. They all know it as Dead Children's Playground. Now, it's not really like resembling a park to me. When I think of a park, or when you think of a typical park, you think of like this bigger piece of land with lots of grass and like a big playground and picnic tables and people walking around and dogs and things like that, but it's really not. It's really small and it just has like playground equipment really. And I'll insert a picture here. They say that the hours of like the highest paranormal activity is between the hours of 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. So like the locals that have gone there, people that have visited, paranormal investigative teams have all said 10 p.m., 3 a.m. Like those are the most active hours. And during these hours, you can hear like children. You can hear them calling out to you. You can hear them like scuffling their feet, like running around, laughing. Like the swings will move on their own. Some really creepy things. Like I don't know how I would feel if I was just like at a park at night and I just heard like kids laughing. I'd probably be terrified. So the children that have been buried there is not the only reason that they call it Dead Children's Playground, and not the only reason that it's haunted. There is a legend of a man who lived in a field that is right next to the park. So they say that he lived in this mine shaft in the field, and a mine shaft is similar to maybe like a tunnel. That's probably the only thing that I can compare it to. So they say that he lived there and he was a serial child murderer. They say that he abducted a lot of children between like 1940s to 1960s, and that like the case has never been closed. And the children that he abducted were brutally murdered and like tortured and then put in these mine shafts. So they say that those tortured souls have now come and kind of claim the playground, and then that's where they hang out, and that's kind of really sad and terrifying to think of. So like rest in peace to those little baby souls. I hope that they're okay. So yeah, they all haunt it, and there was actually a team, like a paranormal investigative team. I'll write it right here. It's like Alabama something, and they went there. And apparently, like as they were filming, one of the females was listening, and she heard another female's voice. And as she heard the voice, she snapped a picture really quick, and she got this on camera. And also, someone else, I'm not sure who to credit it to. If I find it, I'll insert it. But there's also a picture of someone who was at the park, and there's like these rocky areas next to the playground equipment, and they took a picture there, and there's like these weird little figurines in it that are like really distinct, and I'll insert that picture as well. Another thing worth mentioning is that this playground is considered a protected area now. So at one point, I believe in 2007, they wanted to expand the cemetery, so they wanted to use the land that the playground was on to make room for more plots, and they took the equipment off one night, and the city was really upset about it. The locals and the people in the city had grown such an attachment to the park and like for the story of the park and the children that they didn't want them to remove the playground, and they wanted to allow the children to play there. So the city put back they put new equipment back up on the cemetery, which I think was really, really nice. Now, before, apparently it was much easier to get into the park, and a lot of people did experience like a lot of haunted activity there, but nowadays it's like really heavily surveilled, and they say it's pretty easy to get like caught and arrested if you're nearby there. Apparently some of the locals do know like a secret way to get in. I wouldn't recommend it. Sounds a little dangerous, but they say that it's really hard to get in there within those hours now because of all of the paranormal activity that has been like reported there. The park is actually, I think, was declared like one of the most haunted parks in the US, which is insane and crazy. And I don't know if I could ever go there by myself, or I mean go there at all. Just like the thought of that is like really terrifying to me, but super fascinating at the same time. So yeah, it's really well known within those parts. If you live there and you've ever been there, I would love to hear your story. I would love to hear any experiences that anyone has had. If you haven't, let me know what you think about this. Is there anything similar to this like in your town, in your neighborhood? I love urban legends and myths. I'd love to cover more. I'm going to keep covering more, so I would appreciate it if you liked and subscribed, and I'll be back with more stories really soon. Hope you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.